Welcome to Revachol.
Don't you welcome to Revachol me. My grandfather came here from a 3,000-year-old... Every school of thought and government has failed in the city. It's men like you who keep Revachol divided, making it that much harder for everyone to climb out of this post-war...
Oh, come on, man. I just said welcome to...
I know exactly what you meant. You think my kind doesn't belong here. But you see, I'm an officer of the RCM. It's actually my job to make sure you behave.
Silence. Your partner needs backup. Now's your moment to shine.
I haven't learned anything.
The lieutenant exhales and resumes his regular calmness.
Whatever you say, officers.
He smells of heavy motor oils, and his breath.
Oh man, that's great. God damn. Thanks for that, but no, it's not mine. It's about not the...
Change the topic. The way he says it makes it almost sound like a threat.
I'm not just racist. Look, I've read books. People who've studied...
If this guy's all the Occidentals have, well, let's just say he's not exactly ripped.
Oh? Don't push your luck.
Damn, that felt good. Your heart's pounding nicely.
Not as a general rule, but that one was justified. Better to get the lay of the land before telling people to fuck off.
That's the spirit. Never forget. What did he just call you? Oh no, not this again. You just got away from that fucking kid.
A kind of a worm, content with mere survival. They come, they want to do our job for shittier pay, screwing over both themselves. Beats me. Somewhere in the ground, I think. Gotta be bloody stupid or freaking evil to scab. Personally, I'd rather beg than scab. We've explained the matters, but they don't listen. This lot would be reasonable and go home if the big guy wasn't riling them up all the time. Good one, officer. Don't worry. Imagine, you cops going on a strike, but then another cop comes in and says, Speaking of, what brings the RCM here? To the wild north? Come to see the strife? A key, huh? What door is this key supposed to open? Oh, say no more. I got you. I got that key right here. And let me tell you, it's mighty good of you to help us out during the strike. Working class solidarity, as they say. Polar weasel? Oh, I know what you mean. What you're looking for is a basement door behind the greenhouse. That's behind the whirling in rags. That's all I know.
Okay, but where did you get the key from?
The janitor gave it to me. Nice fella. We talked about life and things that really, truly matter. None of this mess we're in. This jiving and juggling. What's it for? To feed our children, I guess. I'm more of a philosophical dock worker. I like to talk about the big picture stuff. Who I am, who you are.
Who he is, and what they're fighting for? This is interesting. Ask him about the Hardy Boys.
Los Hardys? They're an independent militant group. A bit too high-strung, but it comes with the responsibility. They're sort of like you. Preserve the rule of law and all that. Except it's Everard's law. But really, they're just like you. The little boy had a good on his promise. To get me into trouble. To sick the pigs on me. Pardon the choice of words. Not mine. I was asked to look into that armor situation.
Did you?
At first I thought, why not? Maybe the pieces can feed the strike. So I went to this boy. He said he'll make me his prison bitch. He's got eyes everywhere, the cop's in his pocket, and he's the king of Jamrock. Serves me right for doing menial footwork. I dropped that probe right then and there, and it's a minor nuisance.
He thinks, not yet.
I learned that people don't want to talk to a drunk union man about some armor.
What else?
Not much. Technical stuff mostly. I did some research into this armadura. Let's say I have friends at the library. I didn't get into the material science, just how it comes off.
How does it come off?
In parts. 4 in total. The helmet was the first to go. The kid says he tore it off and kicked it into the sea. I believe him. The boots were still on the guy last I saw. Too hard to remove. So, as I count, there are 2 parts missing. The gauntlets and the cuirass. This is where I left off. Too much hassle. Oh, they're just gone. They don't exist anymore, if they ever did at all. Forget about them. I did.
All of it? There are junior officers out there, eager to prove themselves.
And Mesqui's epic then, all across Martinez. I hope it will be a real bonanza for you. No problem. If you see that kid, thank him from Call Me Mañana. Thank him for showing me the way.
He is sincerely grateful he is not tracking down pieces of armor right now.
The mercenary, eh? Who could have killed him? That's indeed the question. Why even do such a thing? What a thought! Why would noble workers resort to such a thing? Unless they were pushed, of course. Your dead guy was an enemy combatant. He was an agent of the opposition. I ain't the murdering type.
He means a more violent faction could...
Understood.
No problem. I wish the best to you in your search.
Bastard! Bastard! Hold up and stay frosty.
You here to fuck with us? Beat the honest worker down. Good. We're fighting for a cause here. Besides, we're not that different. It helps if people see us talking, cops and strikebreakers together. Show rights of people, rights of workers. Maybe you should ask them the questions, like why we're not allowed to make a living here. Shame on you! We have families to feed, you piece of shit.
So do we, Scott.
We were promised work. We'd be in there, working. Main gate's locked. Would take, and I don't mean the scrawny mess punk either. I mean head measurer, or whatever he is. Yeah? That giant up there, bad. I don't know how the Union has a trained killer up there, but that one's no joke, and my men are tired. Why don't you go arrest?
It would be better for the neighborhood if you went home.
No! They will give up eventually. Honest men and women with rights to work. We came here to help the harbor run smoothly in time of crisis. If Union fucks don't want work, they ought to let in those who do want work.
I have a question. Why do all these men follow your leadership?
You think they follow because I'm big and loud? No, they follow the...
A lorry stuck in the windows are clear. The driver, a large metal pendant. The back,
Racist nationalist paraphernalia. Likely, yes.
there he is, in front of Rita, smoking nervously. He was acting tough before. This...
promising race pupil. I am not the first line of defense. I am the last. The hardy manlets are on the pay of the company. I answer to the union alone. Now leave me be. I must luxuriate in the company of my woman. There is nothing I cannot possibly resist.
Welcome.
I
True. That is a noble cranium.
You exhibit forward projection of the jaw, indicative of schizophrenia. It is impossible to see. This leads me to conclude you are not a police officer. Your racial hair.
He's right there. It's almost impossible to get it on unless you're both drunk.
I think this racist is better than the last, but the next racist will be the really good one. There always is.
Race is reality. Don't be vulgar. White or not has got little to do with this. Mr. Claire is also to serve is noble. It takes discipline, jam, individualism. You have got rock and roll. I am not surprised you enjoy it so much. This has happened to... I can see that. The Simonees are the South Island. We are the future. I am a descendant. No. Yes.
The file cabinet stands steady as ever. The drawer slide. The file cabinets. Remember, Leo, all items on the list have been crossed out. Hundreds of and the same material you already went through. The drawer slides shut. This is the night what? Numerous empty wine bottles glisten in the rain. Well,
Yes, I think we can say with relative confidence that it was you. Yes, this looks pretty advanced, all right.
before the cargo container. Its drawer has not lessened since you were last, and as it's always been, it's impossible to open a container with the rhetoric. Maybe. Rusting control panel with several knobs.
Hey, mister. I knew you'd be back to talk with old Leo here, yes? Sure, mister. Absolutely. I'm...
Mr. Dubois, every worker... And for his fellow man. That's right, Mr. Dubois. You're turning out to be quite the individualist there. What? Oh, how could I forget your little side project? Well done, Harry. Well done. Don't even tell me what it was.
So do I. That's one tasty brew.
Mr. Dubois.
Is this...
Stuck in the rain in a...
An old call box with a matrix of... An old call box with a matrix of... No. An old call box with a matrix of push buttons. List no. An old call box with a... No. An old call box with a no. An old call box with a whatever she says, it can't hurt you. All right, maybe not healthier. There's a light buzz as you press a strange metallic taste. There's the static again.
Yes, hello. This is Tricentennial Electric. Have you come to place an order?
Here come the bad vibes again. Relax. Distance yourself from it.
It's you. My God. Michelle. Why did you even call? I don't understand. You've been gone for months.
The voice from the intercom doesn't answer. Your hands are getting cold and your breathing becomes visible.
Ever since as if my mind...
And then it hits you. She tries again not to cry. Real or not, anger boils up in your chest. Her sound. This is where you hung up the call the last time, but the recording. The phone rings in the office with an old-fashioned chime. No one replies, but the static grows stronger.
For 300 years I have been here, volatile and luminous. If you want me, you can find me on the beach.
So, it was a recording trapped in the circuitry from some ancient tenant. Don't take this the wrong way, but during our short stint working together, something weird is almost always happening to you.
That is true. A striking woman leans against the cabin top of...
Good evening, officers. I'm Joyce. Joyce Messier. I represent the board of Wild Pines, the owners of the harbour. You gentlemen must be from the RCM. I'm glad to see you here.
Like steel.
I was dispatched to handle a strike, not a lynching.
That is good to hear, madame. My colleague will take the lead on this interview. I should let you know that he is recovering from an unusual medical episode. Very unusual. But I can assure you of his ultimate competency.
There's a trace of irony in his voice. It happens quicker than a shooting star.
How interesting. I wish you a swift recovery. In the meanwhile, you have my full cooperation, and the full cooperation of the Wild Pines Group. Why, yes I am. Of course there are. We're on an archipelago. How else are you supposed to get around? Yes, we are. We are on Le Caillou. I haven't seen anyone else drive a souped-up Capri Kenema motor carriage either.
Actually, that motor carriage has been specially issued to serve as a patrol and pursuit vehicle. It's for crossing long distances in the greater Revachol industrial harbor. It's not a toy.
Neither is this. A toy, I mean. It's good. What we do. I'm afraid I don't speak for Wild Pines as a whole. The Pines' core competency is logistics. Container shipping, freight, that sort of thing. See those airships there, blinking? Those are the shipping side of things, and that is the terminal. Another subdivision deals with energy, oil and gas exploration, offshore platforms, I'm not at liberty to discuss the company balance sheet, but I can tell you that last year, the company booked more than 20 billion real in revenue.
A billion?
20 billion is a large number, but the conglomerate employs 72,000 people. A conglomerate the size of the Wild Pines is like a shark. If they started as an exploration and cargo fleet conducting trade between the Samaran and Insulindian Isolas 250 years ago, when pine ships explored the South Seminese and charted Lomantang on behalf of the suzerain. Centuries of care, deliberation, and madness have... You mean aside from being the terminal's legal owners, who are responsible for moving 8% of the world's cargo? There are no minor cogs in the system. Each terminal must be accounted for, lest the entire system break. Every hiccup in such a system means thousands lose their jobs, the world over.
With your help, hopefully.
Everything. Right up to, but not including, trade secrets. First, you'd have to repeal the Emergencies Act of Trade in Aliments that gives me the right to silence. It's why? By throwing off half a century of foreign domination under the Coalition. Unfortunately for you, the Coalition also leases you the right to police West Revachol. But I am derailing us. I believe the official title is Senior Labor Negotiator. In practice, I'm a grocery clerk. I relay the Union's demands to Wild Pines and return with Wild Pines' counteroffer.
And how are the talks going?
They're not. That's the problem. The Union stopped all negotiations a week ago.
Wait, she just admitted that the lynching and the strike are connected.
Now they won't even let me into the harbour. There's a 2-meter-20 racist behemoth blocking the gates. Yes, I believe there is a connection. But that's a subject for later. Oh, so you've met him. Has he beguiled you with his inane theories?
My colleague has his peculiarities. Let's not go into this particular one just yet.
Of course. Let's say I was not making the kind of progress I'd hoped for when I first arrived.
And when did you first arrive?
I arrived 3 weeks ago. Yes, in the middle of February. The bay was still partially frozen then.
But the strike began in December.
I wasn't the original negotiator here. I took over after Mr. Gaumont hit a wall with Mr. Clare, the Union boss. Mr. Clare refused to speak with Gaumont despite concessions he'd granted the Union in prior negotiations.
This isn't the first time the Union has gone on strike?
Heavens no. There have been 2 prior strikes. Both times the Union won significant concessions, including overtime pay and a medical plan. Mr. Clare told him to... how did he put it? Fuck off, midget. Gaumont is short of stature, you see. Yes. Keep in mind, this is a negotiator Mr. Clare has worked with before, and who was more than fair with him and the Union. There are leaflets everywhere, and every worker a member of the board. Fortunately, they explained it. Every time the Wild Pines group makes a decision about anything, it needs the signature of each of the 2,200 workers in its Martinez terminal. Just so you understand, this is but one of 22 terminals owned by Wild Pines. Essentially, not only are they kings of the company, they are also kings of the 72,000 employees of Wild Pines Group. That may well be. It's not up to me to decide who is king, but I'm not sure. Naturally, I assume that was just their opening position, a hard-nosed tactic with a side of mockery. But there's been no follow-up, and now, people are getting lynched, I hear. Behind the whirling in rags.
Excuse me, from whom did you hear about this lynching?
I first heard it from the boyer at the gates. The one whose very name advertises his aversion to work. I think he said it was, "Call me mañana."
This checks out.
The scabs? You mean...
Don't let her answer it herself.
If these strikebreakers were organized by Wild Pines or its affiliates, then it would be a company secret. I could not share it with you. Not yet, at least.
It's implied. She's open to discussing this matter with you. at a...
Everard Clare is a man of the utmost integrity. Of course not. Everard is fantastically corrupt. I imagine he has a thick, viscous goo where you and I have blood.
If you were to prick him with something sharp, you could see it oozing out. A knife, maybe? No, a rapier.
Oh, heavens no. We get along just fine. Yet, now that you mention it, I can't stop imagining that black treacle just dribbling down his double chin. He is the most corrupt individual I have ever seen, and I deal with men like him for a living. If there is anyone more venal, more irredeemably nepotistic, then it's his twin brother, Edgar. Have you seen him? Edgar looks exactly like his brother, except for that lazy eye. He also talks exactly like Everard does, and when one's term as foreman is up, the other takes over. It's how they circumvent the term limits, you see, with a funny little switcheroo. While in office, the Débardeurs Union was once a perfectly normal institution. 20 years ago, anyway. It must not have been easy to establish under the Emergency Act, but they did it. I can respect that. Organised labour at its best, as they say. Then something happened in the local chapter elections. The brothers Clare came and transformed it into a
mob. The Débardeurs...
Refreshingly honest, officer. The company has tried appeasing in the past, but I'm afraid our concessions have only emboldened Everard and his brother. And your opinion, detective, if I may ask? I'm a curious and talkative person, you see. Would you say the Débardeurs Union is... Why do you think so? Well, I suppose that's one way to look at it. They're an interesting composition. I'm glad you asked. There was a woman, the previous forewoman of the Union. She disappeared.
Disappeared?
Yes. On the last day of the local chapter elections, her daughter phoned in and said she wasn't running anymore. Or coming to work. Ever. End of story.
This forewoman, her name?
Sadly, the company records do not even give a name. She's just forewoman in private correspondence. Holly. I don't even know if it's a sir or given name. Downright haunting, if you ask me. The Wild Pines suspected foul play. The point of the presentation is, these kinds of things happen around the Clares. Watch out when you're dealing with him.
Thank you for your concern, ma'am. We'll be just fine.
Of course. How else can I help? You have? And how did you like Mr. Clare?
Finally. Time to choose sides.
Of course, Detective.
The RCM does not pick sides in this. I hope it doesn't come off any other way.
Of course. And I don't expect you to share anything he told you with me. How could I stop you?
Tell her she'll like you for it.
Did you now? What sort of borscht is he making? The strike brew. That's a classic. And by turn up the heat, I presume you mean put more alcohol in it? Why, if I may ask? Why make...
Yes, Detective. What were you hoping to accomplish with this strange thing?
Very curious.
Truly. But that's how he operates. He just does things, ma'am, and then talks about them, even if it's inappropriate.
A strange equanimity has overtaken the lieutenant.
What else? Oh. That's...
The lieutenant looks at you, and you can he's able to contain that.
Unconventional police officers sometimes lose their guns. They then go around and tell people about this, to gauge their reactions. It's all part of detecting.
Incredible. Simply incredible. And how is it going? Has this detecting produced a gun? Well, maybe he's not as helpful as you thought then. Is there anything? Of course, Detective. Until then, is there quite a few things, I'm afraid. The information I'm to share with you includes sensitive trade secrets. For the sake of my employer, I have to ask for your names and badge numbers.
Of course, ma'am. We should have introduced ourselves. I am Lieutenant Kitsuragi from Precinct 57, and this is my colleague from Precinct 41, Detective Dubois. I'm afraid Harry doesn't have his badge at the moment.
Oh, and what happened to yours, Detective?
Awkwardness washes over the conversation. The woman...
I see. So, are you saying you lost your badge during the course of this episode? I can't hear you, darling. Speak up, please. Oh, dear. Some kind of encephalopathic amnesia. I do believe you, naive as that may sound. I simply can't imagine what you gain by faking such a condition.
As I said, ma'am, his technique may be very unconventional, but he is an officer of the RCM.
Of course, I sympathize, but I'm afraid I simply can't share anything more until I've seen that badge. Of course, the situation is extremely volatile. Of course, Detective.
Wow, so someone's been a little boring. Yes, my standard liege. Someone's seen all sorts of wild ideas pop off and thought, of course you do. Let's get right to it. Done and done. It's clear you like the hard stuff, Brota. Lower intestine, fascism, Brota. You're going to keep your voo for the nation. Smart. Best not to mention the woman. Of course you are, Brute.
You're back. Good. What can I help you with? Of course. Of course.
Don't tell her you've met Everard right away. There's time.
Of course. I'm glad you are.
Disappear?
Yes.
This forewoman, her name?
Sadly, the company does it. The point of the...
Thank you for your concern, ma'am. We'll be just fine.
Of course. How else can I help? I'm afraid I can't say any more until we've taken care of formal...
Feel.
You're back. Good. I'm afraid I can't say any more until we've taken care of...
Feel.
You're back. Good. I'm afraid I can't say any more until...
She's a negotiator. Just float a favor at her.
I will be frank with you. If I'm going to break protocol, I need to be able to justify it to my superiors. They're going to want to see something very tangible.
You're in, but expect her to drive a hard bargain.
Reports from inside Terminal B suggest it's a hub for the local drug trade. This is an open secret in Martinez. The Union controls the terminal, so it goes to reason.
They're profiting from this trade.
The company has tried looking into this matter before, to no avail. Perhaps someone with your authority and resources might turn over the right stones. Or you can recover your badge. Though if I may be blunt with you, it sounds like that may be a lost cause.
Detective, a word in private before we continue. This is not going quite as I hoped it would. Honestly, I was expecting you to use your unorthodox technique to keep her off balance, and not volunteer us to be her henchman. This woman is running circles around us. She might...
He doesn't let it show, but there is a limit to how much the consequences of your unprofessional behavior can cost the investigation.
Oh, that would be fantastic, but do we have the time? You could request a new one from the station, but that would literally take months. No. If there is reasonable suspicion, we must investigate. Otherwise, she could claim we are siding with the Union, or that we are on their take. What I propose is, we ask her, then we investigate, briefly. But do not share the outcome of this investigation with her. I'm sure you will, Detective.
You're back. Good. What can I help you with? It's quite straightforward.
Ingredients for what?
Meth and dextroamphetamine.
Shit, yeah, baby. It's the party pipeline. Why would you want to shut that down?
Yes,
Wild Pine seems to be well apprised of the...
we're in logistics. It's our business to know. I assure you, officer.
She has no idea what kind of parties you...
Yes, but you won't get anything out of Everart and the Dock Workers Union. Still. The lorries. Someone needs to move the ingredients from the harbour into the city. Perhaps you've known...
Her irises are light green.
I'll be explicit. If you find this driver, I will share company secrets with you. How do you think they're financing this strike?
There was a shakedown of local businesses.
With all due respect to these desert cacti, the contents of a few cash registers cannot provide for 2,000 men. Precisely. Smuggled out of that very gate at night, most likely. We did. On more than one occasion. Apparently, there's some...
We know the company has launched its own probe.
Well, here's your chance, officers. No. We asked East... This is a limited time opportunity. Once the complaint has been processed by the Trade Committee, they'll have no choice but to lower the drawbridge, and the operation will continue. Thousands of liters.
A cold breath rushes in from the bay.
A lot of it.
Well,
What is that, Lieutenant?
why I had to call East Motor Tract and beg them to open a drawbridge for me.
I am sorry for the inconvenience, Lieutenant Kisaragi. The two might even be connected.
Or not. Though, if you have evidence to the contrary, I'm eager to...
As eager as I am to share it, yes? I'm very sad to... In the meantime, I'll still try to assist you in any way I can. This disagreement is peanuts compared to what happens if you fail your main invest. You're back. Good. It's quite...
Ingredient...
Meth and...
Shit, yeah, baby.
Yes,
Wild Pine...
we're in logistics. Yes, but you won't get any... The lorries. Perhaps you've...
Her eye...
I'll be explicit. If you find this driver, we did...
We know...
Well, no. This is a 1,000...
Cold breath.
A lot.
Well, why I had to call...
I am sorry for the... How do you think that...
There was...
With all due... Precisely. The two...
Or not.
As eager as I am to share it, yes? Excellent. It may come... In the meantime, let me know if there's any other way I may...